should also say this horrible case of what's going on in Stanford. I mean, I tend not to do criminal cases because I just there's once a case goes to court, I think the politics become less relevant. However, in this instance, a convicted rapist, former student, guy named Brock Turner, was convicted of raping a woman who was unconscious as a result of drinking. Best we know, it was simply a result of drinking. And the guy was sentenced to only 6 months in jail time, rather than the maximum of 14 years. There's a bizarre letter that apparently his dad wrote. Like when I read that letter, I just assumed it was a joke, that it wasn't real. And also what strikes me about this case is that when it was first reported, the rape was first reported in the media, the press, before there was any conviction or trial. The media reported the rape. And apparently what happened is this woman attended a party with her sister. She became intoxicated at the party. She's not clear how she ended up with this guy. But two, I believe they were Danish students, visiting students, were riding their bikes on campus or somewhere around there and saw this guy raping this woman who was clearly unconscious. The bicyclists yelled at the guy ran, they apprehended him. And then he claimed that she was, of course, had consented. But it was quite clear she was unconscious. She has written a letter, or I guess it was more of a statement at the sentencing, which she has published. And it's incredibly disturbing and poignant and well written. It's not hard to find it online. But in that news account of her rape, following the report of the rape, apparently the newspaper felt it appropriate to mention that the rapist was a good swimmer, a competitive swimmer, and not just that he was a swimmer, as in like he's on the swim team, which I guess I could understand to give some context of who this guy was, but then gave his times as a way to establish like he's not just a swimmer, he's a really good swimmer. As if somehow this is like some mitigating aspect to this whole thing. And one wonders, you see a 6-month sentence and the judge says something to the effect of like, we don't want to ruin this kid's life. I don't know. I mean, I think that at the very least, what it shows is that society-wide, there's still just a tremendous problem with the perspective that some people have towards women and or particularly around this issue. But I mean, this issue rape ultimately becomes not simply an assault. It becomes one that is, intrinsically, or I guess, bound up in gender and the way that we perceive, the way our society perceives, women. And, it's not that long ago where it was in virtually every state in the country not possible for a husband legally to rape his wife because, of course, she was a piece of property that belonged to him. Other examples of that, but just a very disturbing case. All rapes are disturbing, but the response from the judicial system makes it that much more disturbing. Hello, you. I'm Sam Seder. Looking for smart progressive talk that is occasionally amusing? Well, subscribe to our YouTube feed. Subscribe to our podcast. Like us on Facebook. And just generally enjoy us.